While we're on the strings, we have sampled the vibrato into these instruments because that's the way people play them. And you can't artificially impose vibrato onto sounds like this because it doesn't sound natural. When you put this violin in an ensemble, it sounds natural. So this is an articulation. One of the things that was developed in this generation of the Motif synthesizer engine is something called expanded articulation. And that gives us the ability to introduce articulations into sample sounds that we have not had available before. In this case, it's legato and staccato, just with an assignable function. It allows us to do note-off samples, which lend a lot of credibility to keyboard sounds and other guitar sounds. Random random waves that cycle through in random order and give you some believability. We also have, you know, small sections, medium sections, and then large sections. So a vast range of orchestral things for people that need those kinds of sounds. Next, we're talking about brass sounds. And again, expanded articulation. Trumpets, flugelhorns, trombones. I started off my musical life as a trombone player, but don't hold it against me. Oh no. Just to give you maybe a little idea of brass sounds, then next is sax woodwinds. One of my favorite ones to demonstrate is the flute. This is the one. And we have a number of woodwinds that do that, the mega voice kinds of. Here's a nice bari sax. And So, you know, we could spend hours and hours going through these sounds. But one of the things that I want to talk about next is called our performance creator. Now, with 88 notes and all these great sounds, you would probably want to have some, you know, some situations where you would want to play more than one at a time, right? So let's take this muted trumpet. Let's say on the left hand, we would probably want to put, we could put a keyboard sound down there. I did that by just hitting the split button. So I start with a sound, I hit the split button, and then I can put any sound on the low end. Typically, you know, we would be doing something with a keyboard sound, right? And we would hit the split button and hit this. Just a sec, 1 second. We're with the keyboard sound here. Now we hit the split button and we get a bass. And the bass can be any bass we want, acoustic, electric, synth bass, any of those kinds of sounds. So that's how easy it is to split the keyboard. Now, let's just back up for a second and consider our acoustic piano. And maybe we want to layer that with some strings. I just simply hit the layer button, okay? That's just how easy it is. Now, let's just take another example. Let's go get a guitar using our category search. We got that nice nylon string guitar. And maybe we want to put some percussion with it, right? So I just hit my drum assign. With the classical guitar, I hit my drum assign. I want to go down to the percussion, and here we go with a little. So that's just with one button work, you know, the arpeggiators that are associated with all these drums. Now, that's how easy it is to come up with these ideas, basically starting with voices. We have already put in 256 of these ideas for you. So we're moving now from voice mode into performance mode. A performance is 4 voices already programmed to give you an ensemble kind of arrangement. Usually it's a bass of some sort, a keyboard of some sort, drums of some sort, and some other instrument that would be appropriate for the style of music. And when you go from performance mode into category search, you get styles of music instead of types of sound. So here is our rock and pop category. This is a performance that is called synth power. So what would I play with synth power? I guess I would play. one performance. There are 255 more. And like I said, they're arranged by styles of music. And let's just play, like, let's just have a little game of Stump the MOX. Call out a style of music. Anybody have a particular style they would like to hear? Jazz? You want to hear some jazz, huh? Let's see what we got here. I go to my jazz category, I hit the button, and I got one here called Bop Till You Drop. And I'm gonna start on a little mellow here. We got a little guitar going on there, you know, a little bass, walking bass, drums, and I get to play the piano. So now let's just talk about something. This is the way that this is a way we imagine that you might make songs and arrangements and entire compositions on the Motif and the MOX. It's called direct performance record. So with this performance, the way it is now, and I have 5 different, actually 6 different arpeggiator patterns for each of the 4 parts. So with the press of one button, 4 different arpeggiators are playing the bass, the guitar, and the drums, and so forth. So I can come up with arrangements just by pressing the different arpeggiator styles. And one interesting thing, do we have any jazz players in the house? Yeah, a couple, yeah. Well, when we were working on this, I studied jazz. I went to Berklee College of Music for a couple of years, so I know a little bit about the voicings. And you know, I play jazz enough that you know when I hear something like this, I kind of know what to do. And normally I would play a chord in my left hand if I was going to do the blues. That would be the 3rd, the 13th, the flat 7, and the 9th. That's just a typical voicing. It sounds like that, right? Well, I was talking to the engineers in Japan, and I said, well, when you play that chord, why don't we have it just recognize that, even though there's not a root in that chord, we'll know that's a 13th dominant 7th chord that we can play in this key, even though I'm not playing this note. And then when I play this chord, it's a flat 7, 9, 3, and 13, it knows to play it in that key. So it's very natural for keyboard players to come up and just, you know, play that chord and it plays what you would expect to hear. Regarding this direct performance record, I don't know of anything else that really does it exactly like this, but all I have to do is hit the record button in the sequencer. It will come up and say, do you want this to be a pattern or a song? And I'll say, well, we'll make it a pattern. How many bars do you want it to be? Well, I say, let's make it a blues progression, right? 12-bar blues. So then all I have to do is hit the play button. It counts me off.